Talking about the street, man, I came from it. Talking about the trenches, man, I came from it. Talking about the streets, I got the game from it. Talking about the trenches, I got my name from it. Hey, talking about the trenches, man, I came from it. Talking about the streets, I got the game from it. Talking about the trenches, everything came from me. Talking about the streets, I got my name from it. Got my name from it. Talking about the hood, man, I came from it. Talking about the streets, I got the game from me. You talking about the streets, I got my name from it. Got my name from it. If you talking about the streets, man, I came from it. I was hanging around the thug, hanging with the junkies. I was out there on the block, my clip, hold on, robbers, scammers, shooters, plotters. Hang around the rosters, hang around them shutters. FNs, Simmons, Glocks, and choppers. No, we the one who got them, no, we the only one who shot them. Hey, had to turn from the evil. Hey, I will hurt my people. Man, that's all I see. A brother in jail or RIP. Hey, gotta turn from evil. Hey, stop hurting your people. Man, that's all I see. A brother in jail or RIP. Talking about the street, man, I came from it. Talking about the trenches, man, I came from it. Talking about the streets, I got the game from it. Talking about the trenches, I got my name from it. Hey, talking about the trenches, man, I came from it. Talking about the streets, I got the game from it. Talking about the trenches, everything came from me. Talking about the streets, I got my name from it. Got my name from it. Talking about the hood, man, I came from it. Talking about the streets, I got the game from it. You talking about the streets, I got my name from it. Gotta turn from evil. Stop hurting your people. Young man, all I see, brother in jail, RIP. Gotta turn from evil. Stop hurting your people. Man, that's all I see, brother in jail, RIP.
Hey, shalom, shalom. All right. Yes, sir. Shalom, shalom. Amen. Peace and blessings to the good people, to the men and the women of the Lord. Man, first things first, I want to give our praises and honor to the Most High God, Yahweh, who we call Yahweh, and his son, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You know, without them, none of this would be possible. So, you know, big ups for them. Thankful for them every day. I got to give them the glory, all the praise, everything, you know, dedicating my life to this show, to doing this work, and everything in between. Our honor given to the Father, man. Shout out to the men and the women of the Lord doing the work, putting in a brick, edifying the people, giving alms, giving a charity, help bringing forth the kingdom from above, man. Shout out to y'all. You know, gotta give my props to y'all, because without y'all, none of this stuff would be going on right now. None of this. This evolution and this bringing forth for the truth, it will be stagnant right now. You know, the Lord has brought his spirit back on the earth. He's motivating us, raising us up from the dust, man. But, you know, with that, hey, this is the Weigh House. This is brought to you by Salt of the Earth, Saints Advocating Law and Truth. I'm the salt to the earth. You are the salt to the earth. Every sacrifice being a sweet savor to the Most High God. And that sacrifice is your works. The scriptures say we make ourselves a living sacrifice. So, we got to please God each and every day. Dying, killing that old man, dying of the flesh, dying to our flesh daily, rejecting the bad, taking on the good, man. But yeah, man. I got my brother Barnabas Bonawak in the background. I'm gonna be bringing him up soon. But yeah, man, this is the Weigh House, man, where we take everything, where we take our scriptures and we take our scriptures and we weigh it. You know what I'm saying? Everything, life events, um, false doctrines, news, domestic, international, in all situations. We bring forth things from that we see from the media, from news outlets. We bring it on the show. We weigh it with the scriptures, um, things that's being taught in the church, false doctrines, whatnot. Here, see, we weigh it with the scriptures. What we do for the edification of the people, man. Bring my brother on stage. Hey, shalom.
Hey, shalom, shalom. Y'all about to Shabbat, man.
Good brother right there, man. Good brother right
Hey,
there.
shalom
Appreciate
to
you.
the people out there. I mean, hope everybody is all right. Hope y'all being positive. I mean, all right, do y'all thing. We're going here to try to bring out some of this word for y'all, man. Stay cool,
Man.
stay tuned.
We're gonna jump straight into it, man. Tonight we got a few videos we're gonna get into, man. We're gonna get into some domestic stuff going on with this presidential campaign. Man, we're gonna talk about World War III is on the rise, international news, domestic news. Um, we got some issues going on in the black community that we still have to iron out and that we still have to work out. A lot of work has to be done on our end, and we got a lot of potential, man. So we'll get into it, man. But first thing first, I just wanna. I got my other bro. Okay, Shalom. Hey, Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. How you brothers doing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we on tonight.
Yeah, I know
Kind
y'all
of.
ain't seen
Hey,
me in forever.
shalom, brother, shalom, man.
Shalom, how you feeling? For
Hey,
sure.
man. The brother Barnabas be having me feeling mighty at camp, man. I be having on the bracelets. He be having me out there jeweled up. I might, hey, next time I come through, I'm gonna have to grab some more for sure. You got to bring them on the show, man, so you can, so you let the people know
Hey,
what you're really.
man, we over here repping Benjamin till we die, man. Got that wolves barking, man. You know what I'm saying? Got that wolves howling over here, man.
Yeah,
Con.
for sure that.
All praise to the Most High, though, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do for the people, man.
Con.
Hey, before we get started, man, I just got a quick announcement. Tabernacles, the Brothers of Iron Horn of Zion having tabernacles, man. September the what is it? September the 16th. Hold on, let me fix this screen. No, that ain't work. What about that? Okay, that's better. All right. I think it's September the 16th through the 23rd. Yeah, this just cut off
Yeah.
the picture just cut off everything. But
Yeah, it's September the 16th through the 23rd.
okay, yeah, they gonna Iron Horn of Zion brothers in Alabama gonna be keeping tabernacles, man. They got a beautiful location, very secluded. Um, the property is owned by one of the brothers and his family, so it's nothing to be worried about as far as intrusion or nothing like that. It's a lot of land, man. I went last year, it was really fun. This year, now that we got a better knowledge of how to make tabernacles fun in the spirit. It's going to be a lot more activities, a lot more stuff. So, um, send up. Let me see if I can get the email real quick. I'm gonna post it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the email. I'm gonna post the email in the chat. Um, so if you want to come keep tabernacles with the brothers Iron on Zion, it's gonna be like $40 per adult. Children are free, and we're just asking that you bring something, whether it be trash bags, paper towels, plates, something, food or whatever. Just in addition to your $40, you know, so we keeping the cost down. So kind of operates.
Slovakia, that over 18 or under 18 consider the children, or how they do
it? I think so. I think it's
it?
brother.
But I know a family that trying to come that want to come out and do it, and her daughter is 16, so that's why I said let me ask her, make sure. So
Okay, yeah. She no, I don't, nah. She should be good. Yeah.
all right, so I'll let her know because she's she talked to me about it, so I told her I was gonna find out. So I'm glad y'all mentioning something. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
let her know about it. So she come in town. She's coming from Chicago, so she'll come in and check that out.
Kind of, when we say grown, we talking about like able enough to go buy your own liquor, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what make sure. You know, everybody got their stuff different. So that's let me ask. You know.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna get that email. I'm gonna put it in the chat, just so you know anybody who wants to know about it or wants any further information, just reach out to that email, and somebody will be with you ASAP. Cause you know, Tabernacle's coming up pretty quick, but so let's
Yeah.
get into some videos, man. All right. First thing first.
As my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
The white liberal differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leader.
Hey, and with all that being said, I just want to go and play the beginning of the video one more time.
As my friend Quavo would say, he does not walk it like he talks it.
The white liberal.
Hell, man, that's crazy. It's like they really play with our people. They really play a game with our people. They try to appropriate so hard to try to get out to buy our people, man. They appropriate. It's like when you got that one person that you know not like that, but they try to be like that so bad. And it's like, you know, like you even more corny for even trying to be like that. We know you're not like that, but for some reason our people don't see her like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying, oh, you need to vote for Trump, because I think both of them are definitely, you know, like the brother Malcolm X was saying. He was like, you know, you got your liberals and you got your conservatives. The liberals are just more deceptive. They want to act like they down. The conservative, he don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Trump don't give a damn. Whether he don't care. He's not trying to appeal to whoever his audience is not. But the liberal, that's what they do. They both evil as hell. I don't know what y'all think. What y'all got?
It's like who you want for president? You want the devil or Satan?
Hey, that's exactly how it is, though. That's exactly how it is. Do you want the
lose?
It's a lose.
Right.
But
it's like my bad, Barnabas.
No, finish.
I was gonna say, but that's also why Sirach 6:13 says to separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends. We've been shown time and time again that they don't really care about us, like Michael Jackson said. But you know, we still want to be friends with them, and we still keep falling for the trick because we want to love on everybody except for ourselves. What tell you,
man, is that whole fitting thing that like you was talking about earlier, that fitting thing, like they do stuff to kind of like blend in. I was watching a video earlier, talking about it was the topic was basically like what it says. How do black people think about white folks? You know what I mean? But it's like they have this kind of setting up the stage in a sense, like whatever question they ask, like you will step on over here if I agree or if I strongly disagree and stuff like that. But it was talking. This white dude was talking about how he kind of, he's from Ukraine, but he's somebody he always hang around black folks, so he kind of fit into the how they is good for his safety and stuff. I was like, it's funny how they always go back into I gotta play it safe to my safety. Like if these black people that's going just out here that's shooting up people just because, you know what I'm saying? But he feel like he had to play that role to be safe around us. But I'm just like, but that's what y'all naturally do though, in the conversation. You know, say like, "What's up, homie?" or "What's," they try to do little stuff like that to kind of fit in, but like it just stand out like a sore thumb. You know what I'm saying? It don't seem natural at all.
I feel like that's what she does. And again, like I have to say, like I'm not attacking the woman. We just bringing forth the truth, right? Not making this about Kamala Harris. It's just about the truth. We see our people in our community swaying for a certain way, or blindly willing to follow someone or choose between the two evils. One, because of she being your color, and because of the way she portrays herself. Like to your point, being a certain way, you just putting on an act, pulling hot sauce out your purse. I'm black. I'm a black man. I grew up with a black family, and we from the trenches. Niggas ain't pulling hot sauce out their purse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I speak for where I come from, and I speak for my family. I never seen my grandma pull hot sauce out her purse. I never seen my mama do it. I never seen my auntie do it. And even when I was running around in the projects in the hood, I never seen, when I went out with my homeboys and they moms, I never seen they mamas do it. That's a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right, because they know black people love chicken. So they
crazy.
assume since black people love chicken, we'll go great with chicken. Hot sauce, especially that Louisiana or that Texas Pete.
Like, come on, man. These are stereotypes that's not realistic, and that just lets me know that you disconnected from the culture, you disconnected from the people. If you're doing stereotypes that we don't do.
Hold on, Salaki, we should have knew that when she said about listening to Tupac. Hold on, when was Tupac first album? Let's check this out real fast, because I seen this the other day.
I forgot
1991. When did Kamala Harris graduate high school? Because if I don't recall, I remember us saying something about listening to Tupac in high school. (1981), 10 whole years before Pac was even making music.
Okay, when did she graduate from college?
Hold on, let's find out.
Just for those that might be saying, "Oh well, no," she said that
she graduated in 1986 from college.
Okay.
So again, Pac still wasn't making music, so it was still a whole 5 to 10 year span that she was capping about.
And I think she either said in high school or in college. She said she was listening to Tupac smoking weed.
But even her daddy had exposed that was a lie for real. But nobody just cared to really do the research. But the ones that actually did the research came out and found out, oh, nah, her daddy wasn't lying at all. It was her. Yeah, she was pandering to the black people. I ain't gonna lie. After I done seen her in that purple suit too many times, she give me Lisa off of the Simpson vibes. I'm just throwing that out there. Just, hey, I'm not saying that is who that is, or that's who that's supposed to represent. But the Simpsons, hey, that track record on Spot, like folks just be playing this stuff and then putting it in the cartoons like we don't know what's going on. But I expect for them at this point, they done lied about so much. I don't expect for them to tell the truth. I don't expect for them to like us. When I see when I see one of them and they walking down the street and they smile and they wave, I know what's behind that smile and that wave. You know. But at the same time, I'm gonna still and keep it pushing.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Right? Because we gotta live peaceably in this land. As much lie in us, as much lie within us. We gotta live peaceably with all men.
Salakia. Let me and to your point, I'm gonna bring this out about what you said earlier about separating from your enemies and knowing who your friends are and how to live peaceably in this land, because us as Israelites, we have to think about these things. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 63. I am a companion of all them that fear thee, and of them that keep thy precepts. So those are our companions. Those are the people that we are friendly with. The ones that we don't necessarily have to think twice about is those that keep the commandments and fear the Lord, because we know that they have a moral compass. They have something that backs up the way they think. They have something to lean on. No, I can't treat my brother like this. I gotta love him as I love myself. You know, they got something that holds them accountable, right? And that's the commandments. Brothers ain't got nothing else. I'm gonna go to the next video.
Nah, you good.
Well, I was about to I'm gonna bring out this precept. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. It says, "Thou shalt in any wise set any king, set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not of thy brethren." You know what I mean? We know that to go towards, like the so-called white man. We kind of peep that, but a lot of our people still look at this this young lady as our people just because she got color. You know what I mean? We still in this day and age still get caught up in colorism. You know what I mean? We still get caught up with this, skin folk thing. You know what I mean? Where you'll hear a lot of our people go on and say, well, this lady of color, like, if that mean anything? That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? But she plays on that with, like, what we was talking about with the fitting in and stuff like that. She's playing on that. And our people fall into that a lot. So we, like the scripture said, we need to recognize who our people is and who our enemy is. Are you?
Come on. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. And well said too, man. Well said. All right. What we got? Salakia.
$5 billion. Trillion. That's real. That's real. Listen, man, when we start cleaning up our community, multi-billion-dollar, trillion-dollar companies is going to lose money, right? And they feed their families off of us killing each other. They send their children to school off of us killing each other. They live in mansions and drive on yachts off of us killing each other. The ambulance, the police officers, the pharmaceutical industry. When you get shot up and you got to take them perks and them pills, that's money. You see what I'm saying? That they losing when we stop killing each other. The ride to the ambulance, you get a hospital bill for that. They start losing money when we stop killing each other. You understand what I'm saying? The obituaries, the funeral homes, they start losing money. The lawyers that we paying millions of dollars to get us off this case, they start losing money when we stop killing each other. So you don't think it's somebody that's sitting in the back responsible for making sure that we keep killing each other so that they can keep eating? When you go to prison, each inmate, they make money, bro, off of the inmates up in there. They make money off of our free labor in prison, building stuff for them. You see what I'm saying? So you don't think it's people out here that's like, no, let me promote this rapper talking about sliding on the ops. Let me promote you trolling these brothers for somebody that you done killed. Because the more you incite them to murder and kill, the more we eat.
Shut up, Yeah, first off, I want to say shout out to the brother Golden Child. And shout out to, or some people know him as Kadir. I forgot the rest of his name. But shout out to Brother Golden Child, phenomenal rapper, and he be talking the truth a lot in his music too. And shout out to the brother FY, he go by J Main now. Let's start there. Yeah. So with everything that they just said, when we come together, that's the downfall of everybody else. But we look at Zephaniah 2:1. It says, "Gather together, O nation, not desired." We've been that nation, not desired, and we know it, and we still like, we know everybody don't like us, but we don't like us either. And that also brings me to this other point with Psalms 80:6. It says, "Thou makest us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves." So we know that Most High has already put these generational curses on us. So part of those generational curses is us having an evil eye towards one another, i.e., modern day. We break that down in modern day. That's black on black crime, that's black on brown crime, that's brown on brown crime, right? But the moment that we all come together, it's over with for everybody else, you know. And then to what he was also saying about the music, how they will sit there and promote the music. What that said in Psalms 137. One of y'all get to it before me, please bring that out.
Psalms
Psalms
137.
1. Hold on. No, it's Psalms 137.
147.
No, 130. It's Psalms 137:3. It says, "For they that carried us away captive required of us a song." Huh? "And they that wasted us required of us mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion." Now, that doesn't necessarily have to be, even though I'm really looking at that now, I realize that that's talking about the Negro spirituals we sang on the slave plantations. Even if we look at today's time, you look at the people that run the actual music and record labels, these are the same people whose ancestors funded the slave trade that brought us over here, took a lot of our last names and everything else. Started some of the biggest banking companies, biggest insurance companies. And they did this off our backs. And now they still making money off of it, because the more of this music that we promote, the more of this violent and negative music that we promote is putting that spirit on us. Because you think about it, if David had the ability to take an evil spirit or a tormenting spirit off of Saul with music, then that same on the negative side, on the opposite side, negative music should be able to put spirits on people. And they know that. So I yield.
That was who was that? Who was that speaking just now? Dr. Umar?
Nah, that was
This brother got you. Oh no. Nah. Oh, you talking about on the thing? I'm thinking you talking about me. Nah, that was FYBJ, or he used to go by FYBJ Main, and a brother that goes by the name of Golden Child.
Oh, okay. Because he was saying some similar things to what Umar was talking about in this he went to this podcast, and this brother was talking about hip hop.
Oh, we're gonna bring it out. I got that.
You had that one too, right?
I got that. I got that neck.
Cool. I didn't even finish watching. I was watching it today. I just watched a short version, but then I found the longer version, but I didn't finish watching the long version. I wanted to see the whole video. But the little part that I did see, the brother was hitting on point. He even walked off the damn show, if I'm mistaken. So I said, yeah.
And damn, man, this shit crazy, man. You know, it just sitting back, realizing that this is actually like all these things are true. This is how we get done. You look around in our hoods, in our neighborhoods, the people that run business there, it's not us. They all make money off of us. And a lot of the times they're making money off of us in being in sin, in wickedness, right? Prime example, the gas stations. We don't own the gas stations. The gas stations are in our neighborhoods, and then those people, when it's time to close, they close and they go home. They don't live around here. They're not us. You know what I'm saying? We got an American Deli right in the hood American Deli is not run by black people. It's run by Asians or Koreans or whatever. You know, we got the hair stores, we got the liquor stores. You know what I'm saying? We got the tobacco outlets and then let me not get even started on the juicy crabs and stuff like that. Like these people feed their families off of us being in wickedness. You know, it's exact same thing we were saying. But I'm gonna just bring this out real quick. Psalms 83:1. It says, "Keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones." It says they taken crafty counsel against thy people. So we already know that craftiness is deception, is deceit, is being very, very particular, very secretive, very inventive, industrial. You know what I'm saying? Sneaky on how you want to do something. You know, they've hidden our identity, they've given us an identity, and they've given us a religion to follow. They've programmed us to be who we are, to be a fuel, to be wood for their economy. That's all they do. They give them a little bit of money, give them a little check, they're gonna boost the economy. But you know, to the brother's point, if we came together and we cleaned up ourselves, they will lose money. They don't want that. They don't want.
Hey, Salak, y'all. Another thing. Think about if every Israelite kept the Sabbath on the same day. What that would do to the, even though you got Israelites keeping different Sabbaths on different days, it's still causing the economy in one way, shape, or form to crash because it's still money not getting spent on those days. But at the same time, that's us taking our economic power back. Because if we are the biggest consumers in this country, spending what, at least 1.2, I know at least since 2016, when I first came into this knowledge and into this truth, we had spent $1.2 billion, no, $1.2 trillion that year. Just as black people. I'm just naming black people. I ain't even talking about the other tribes. That's what we spent. So think about, if we spend that much money and we all say, all right, on this day every week, we not finna buy nothing, we ain't going to work, none of that. They would have no choice but to respect us because they see our power when we unify. But I yield.
Man, I got a precept.
I watched a video today. Can you hear me?
Con. We can hear you. Thank you, brother.
I might have froze up for a second.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. You froze up for like 20 like 15 seconds.
Okay, con. I was saying, I was watching this show earlier where this guy was talking about how with the Asian community, how they move into our hood and set up stores a lot. Because this Asian lady was basically confirming she was responding to a comment that somebody made, right? But she was basically explaining how from everything that we get when it comes to that rights, those same civil rights that we was fighting for as black people, that was fighting for, they basically benefited from, but we never did. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to be very careful with her wording, but that's basically she trying to say is basically unfair that we don't get no benefit from it, but they do. You know what I mean? She basically was speaking out of it because somebody is acting like if it don't happen. So she was just kind of like, to be honest, it do happen. You know what I mean? Like we do get grants just to come, you know what I mean, and be able to take advantage of some things to keep the black folks down. I mean, back in that sense. So she was kind of agreeing with it. And it's rare you already hear them come out and speak on that. You know what I'm saying? But she did. And that, like I said, the precept I was going to bring out was that Deuteronomy 28. Because you know, a lot of things we say, like everything that we had to go back and depend on these people. But we know that's part of the curses too. So everything we need, we got to go depend on these people for. You know what I'm saying? That Deuteronomy 28. So it's still in effect, and you know, certain things that we could say, you know what? we could do the change, but some things we can't change when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So we still got to go and deal with these people, but it called on us really putting into action. And like you said, simple thing that's keeping keeping a Sabbath day will make some kind of effect. It will still make, it might be a pebble in that water, but that ripple will still, you know what I'm saying, make a long ripple effect on if we keep it up. All right, are you?
Hey, Salakia, to that point, man, the Bible has everything, right? This is the book of Acts, chapter 19. I'm gonna start at verse 24. But just a little context, right? So you got Paul that's going in all of these cities, right? Teaching people Christ and to keep the commandments, teaching these Gentiles, these who we teach that they're the Gentiles are Israelite strangers. There's various clues all throughout the New Testament who these Gentiles are, but he's teaching them to keep the commandments, and he's going city to city, and more people are starting to be converted. More Israelites who were Gentiles in their mind are starting to come back to the laws and starting to keep them. And this is the result of what's happening, this wave of the increase of faith. Acts 19 and 24, for a certain man named Demetrius, a silversmith, which made silver shrines for Diana. So there's a silversmith who makes idols. The idol that he makes is the idol Diana. It says, brought no small gain unto the craftsmen. So him being a silversmith making these idols, he made the craftsmen rich. He converted the silver into the mold, and then the craftsmen went and designed it. It says, whom he called together with the workmen of like occupation and said, sir, ye know that by this craft we have our wealth. Our money comes in by us making idols, selling it to the children of Israel. We rich off of these people in their sin. It says, moreover, ye see, I hear that not alone at Ephesus, but almost throughout all Asia, this Paul have persuaded and turned away much people, saying that they be no gods, which are made with hands. So that not only this our craft is in danger to be set at naught, but also that the temple of the great goddess Diana should be despised, and her magnificence should be destroyed, whom all Asia and the world worship. So Paul is telling these people to not worship idols. These people that make the idols are losing money.
Salaki, real quick, that ain't just any idol. You know who Diana actually is?
That was like,
or Ashtaroth or Easter. That's what it is. So this ain't just no random. Nah, this might be the top god to the Most High.
Big dog.
Yeah.
And that hey, this major though, because see, like the good brother priest Daniel Allah, he always says, man, the book of Acts is coming back out into play. Like, we teach people that Christmas is nothing that they should be doing. Okay, now, if the children of Israel stop keeping Christmas, just even a third of them stopped keeping Christmas, a fourth of them stopped keeping Christmas, the economy is going to plummet. Nobody's going to be buying trees. Nobody's going to be buying presents. The sales are going to be down. If we tell them, okay, the Most High God says celebrate Easter is idolatry. Nobody's going to be buying no Easter fits. You ain't going to be going to church on Sunday. You ain't going to be buying no Easter baskets. The sales in the stores are going to be down. The market is going to crash. And that's how they're going to blame everything on us. That's how that's going to happen. Because we're teaching righteousness, and this wicked place is fueled off wickedness and idolatry and capitalism. When we teach against it, we cause the economy to suffer. And it's already a lot of blows happening right now. Which we get into that later. I yield though.
But see, this what we seeing is nothing new under the sun, because modern day westernization today is nothing more than modern Hellenization. So but this is, everything goes back to ancient Babylon. So even when Paul is telling people not to serve Diana or anything, Yes, he's telling them not to serve Ishtar, but what we're not realizing is that was the same religion that everybody was following in the beginning at the Tower of Babel with Nimrod, which was the reason the Most High ended up splitting the languages up. That's literally the same. It's just the bleached version of it, whitewashed version of it.
Okay.
But I get
That's exactly what it is, man. Exactly. Okay, let's get into this next video. I want to play this video before, but I thought I had it, but I guess I didn't. I had to go find it real quick. I don't know what happened, and I hope this version is the one that I wanted. Let's see. Maybe I didn't.
You've been around for 50 years, the most popular music genre in the world, billions and billions of dollars, and all you can tell me about is a few people can get jobs? That's bullshit when you look at the cost that the black community has had to pay for hip-hop. A whole generation, 2-3 generations of black kids growing up thinking the best thing you can do is be a damn gangster.
Nah, and I ain't even that ain't even the whole video that I wanted to. Hold on, let me see. That's crazy, cause I had the video earlier.
You want me to send it to you?
I think I got it right here. Let me see. Let me see if this is. That's crazy. How I just watched it earlier too. I won't gonna play the whole thing. I think it was like 2 minutes long though.
You know how we got the black bourgeoisie? They consider themselves above. They don't have to answer to nobody else.
Right.
They don't care how what they do affects the rest of us. The hip hop community is almost a black bourgeoisie of its own.
Right.
We don't see it as that because they act like they from the hood. But think about it. They're not from the hood no more. They don't live there.
True.
You understand?
Right.
They don't party there.
Right.
They damn sure don't spend their money there.
Right.
So if you look at it, the hip hop community is really the new bourgeoisie.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Think about it. They live in white neighborhoods. They all I'm sending their kids to white schools.
Right.
They only act like they still from the hood to stay relevant to sell their music. Outside of that, they live in white lives.
Like Travis Scott.
That's
for
facts,
They live in
bro.
white lives.
That's a great point.
You still selling death and destruction to my kids while your kids going to $30,000 a year privileged white schools. That's what you call a traitor. The hip hop community has betrayed Black America. So why does it still exist? Because of the money. Black people worship money and materialism. And since the hip hop artists can provide it, hip hop ain't going to go nowhere. We claim to be Christian. No, we not. We are.
Damn. That still ain't what I wanted, but we're gonna roll with that, man. That's something that our people we will not accept for the love of us. Because we love rap culture too much. We won't accept that the music that is part of our culture. We won't accept it. That it's actually to our destruction. And that's just part of the curses that's put on us, though. That's just part of what we have to deal with.
I just sent it to you on Telegram.
Okay.
It's 30 minute long, but you could look through that. But that was basically like a lot of the points he was touching on.
Okay.
Because I think the original one is like over an hour long, but this was like a 30-minute cutout. I don't think it's a full 30 minute though.
I'm trying to. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna play some different pieces, in between, because you know I ain't gonna be able to play the whole 30 minutes. I wish I could.
I should have write down the timestamps. That's what I should have done. Because I was gonna touch on that. I was gonna send it to you, but I wanted to kind of look at the whole video first.
Okay, let's see this. Because the one I had earlier was perfect. It was perfect. I don't know what I did, and I don't know how I lost it. I don't know. Probably Satan, man. I'm gonna just blame him.
Yeah, let's take the easy route.
Just blame him.
But no, all praise.
All right, let's see.
Letting a rap beef seep deeper into a culture that's already splintered is going to do far worse damage, right? So when Kendrick went in the studio and said they're not like us, I don't want y'all to be out here thinking or put it out there that, oh, that's Drake saying Canada blacks are not blacks. No, it is simply.
Hold up, bro. You need to understand.
That
Americans.
ain't what I want.
You know how we got the black bourgeoisie?
No,
They can
I'm not gonna worry about it.
You're not able to play it?
No. Let me save it.
I'll say because when it starts, it jumps straight into some of the good points. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you had to kind of skip through too much.
Okay. Good.
You ain't gonna watch the whole thing, but you could touch on certain points of it.
No, I'm about to pull it up from and Telegram. And then okay. Because it was a good video. All right.
Rappers of all time.
My personal.
They was into the gangster shit, but they also had that other side of consciousness with them. I could deal with that because it was a balanced hip hop. The Big Daddy Kane, the KRS, it was a balanced hip hop. It's full artists that's doing art to show you the ghetto. They are still supposed to project it in such a way that shows people how this ghetto can be transformed into something it's currently not.
Oh,
hip hop artists don't do that. They don't say this is what we're living, but this is what we should be doing.
We're also talking about
what we're going through, but let's take it here.
Talking about,
only get a handful who do that. They're not progressive.
We're also talking about 9 times out of 10. We're also talking about kids. We're talking about young people who come straight from poverty into millions.
Bro, your most popular rappers, 30 and 40, still talking gangster shit.
Well,
not really.
Who?
Where y'all live?
We're talking about successful people.
Here?
We're talking about successful people.
Are you talking about building institutions and saving kids? No.
If that's not what they're experiencing.
I don't care how old they are. Why aren't the OGs checking them then?
Because they want to be, and that's the problem.
The money.
That is the problem.
Want a piece of the money.
Right there.
You can start if you start at the 2 minute point 48, the 3 minute mark. It kind of starting from there. You can skip forward.
When we go back.
If you started at the 3 minute, because he was touching on some of the thing about the music industry, about the Jewish and stuff too. Is how you touching on some of them.
I'm just saying, you sit here today, Harold. We're all excited and we're all appreciative and cherish the moment
so
we have.
They had to glamorize it.
I'm not saying they had to glamorize. I'm saying they made
Enemy
something
was from the hood, but Public Enemy chose to flip it.
Right, but that's
when
what
I
Chuck
look at
D
it, Big
decided
Daddy
to
Kane
do.
or Rakim, they was into the gangster shit, but they also had that other side of consciousness with them. I could deal with that because it was a balanced hip hop. The Big Daddy Kane, the KRS, it was a balanced hip hop. It's full tilt now.
I don't know if that I don't know if that's true based on just the level of music that everyone has access to. Right? If you have access to this much music.
I'm gonna give you the same argument I gave them about Drake not coming out telling everybody he black. Why defend it and why not just make them accountable?
I think because like I said earlier, I think the conversation is deeper and we're going to need someone like you and other like-minded people that are going to be able to have that conversation outside of the white gaze.
I hear what you're saying.
Where because this is layered, right? The same issues we talk about just within the black community and how the mental struggles and the PTSD that you talk about, all of that, it's all prevalent.
But
in
I don't
hip-hop.
think it's ever going to happen. You want to know why?
Oh, I agree with you.
Because the Jewish
I agree.
the
And
Jewish companies
they got
control the financial
so it'll never happen. But
of hip hop.
I'm with
Nobody wants to be on the other side of not making money. And because of that, everybody's going to turn a blind eye.
Which means the grace needs to come. Which means the grace needs to come.
Hey, that's a good point right there, though. That's a good point. Everybody wants money, man. They're just the same thing that Yahweh was saying. You know what I'm saying? What it say? The love of money is the root of all evil. It'll make you do a lot of shit.
Now, but that's where we gotta clarify and quantify that, because so many people say that money is the root of all evil, when in fact it's actually the love of money that's the root of all people. Because when you read in other parts of the Bible, it says money is a defense and money answereth all things.
God.
So it's great to have money in some cases, but you can't let it consume you. Because when you let it consume you, then you let it become your God, which is idolatry. Hey,
right.
Come on, man. And, man. That just makes me think about, I posed a question to some people about being black. What is the culture of being black? You know, hip hop is a part of the culture of being black. So if you say that, okay, being black or African American and hip hop is a part of our culture, then we have a part of our culture, or a large percentage of our culture that defines us, is promoting the genocide of our people, is promoting the violence and the hatred that we have for one another. It fuels a fire that the other nations like to see. They like to say, look, Lord, we're not destroying them. They destroying themselves. You know, but it's
hey, that's the I think that's like Jeremiah 50 and 7 or something like that. Hold on, let's get that. And that's how you know when they say the devil know the Bible, they ain't lying. They ain't lying.
And that's the next thing I'm gonna touch on when you're done too.
Yep. All right, so this is Jeremiah 50 and 6 and 7. It says, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them, and their adversaries said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. Hope of their fathers. That's a third person possessive pronoun, meaning they know that he ain't everybody's God. Like, he's our Father. He's our God.
Mm-hmm. And
even you talk about hip hop as that's part of the culture of black people, right? So-called black people. But I was watching something too that was talking about they say in church is a part of the black culture as well. When you go back to even the church music now, you see what I'm saying? The church music is also what influenced our people, but it's still not teaching them nothing. So it mightn't be as detrimental as as the rap, and the wording that they're using, but it's still kind of misleading the people too, though. You know what I mean? Some things is kind of like just uplifting, just uplift, but it's not really teaching you about anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, even if you're talking about the songs, they say play us a song, they play one of them songs of Zion, but even the songs of Zion back then was still, we knew who we were. You see, it was still informational. You know what I'm saying? It was still identifying who we are. But this gospel music today doesn't end up identifying anything. So it's basically kind of like on the level of rap. And when I remember watching a video talking about the genre of music and where did it stem from. Right. So when you get into that history, man, it's still kind of deceiving the people in a sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Facts.
But they know that. They already knew that. And they also know who we are, because I'm trying to see how to word this. because the people that run these entertainment companies and they basically run the music industry, and they grow up practicing some of the stuff that was originally given to us, they know the Torah. So they know the blessings of each tribe as well. Meaning they know the blessing of Judah. And you know what Judah's blessing is? Let's read it. It's Deuteronomy 33 and is it 4? No. No. 7. It says, and this is the blessing of Judah. And he said, hear, Lord, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him, and be thou help to him from his enemies. So where it says, hear thou the voice of Judah, that's why Judah, hear thou, Lord, the voice of Judah. Why does it mention Judah's voice? Because Judah is the one, that's the king tribe. That's the tribe that can gather everybody together, whether it's in wickedness or whether it's in righteousness. Because you could play any Future song at a cookout and everybody finna tee up, especially if it's off of that Dirty Sprite, any of them old Future songs, any of the old Gucci, any of that, you play that at the right cookout, everybody finna get up and dance, or everybody finna turn up, or everybody finna start singing music. Same way if you at church. Everybody, you could play Marvin Sapp, Never Would Have Made It. And y'all know that song ain't even got the word God in it, but you play that song in the church, everybody and their mama finna be singing that song.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Stomp, the Kirk Franklin song. I knew that was wicked. I heard about that getting played at strip clubs. That's crazy work. This nigga died.
I get it.
Diabolical work.
Hey, this is the everybody hit the points right there. I was talking to a Uber driver one day, and she was playing a song, and I'm listening to the song, and I'm like, it's only to the end of the song when I heard the chorus, and I'm like, hold on, is that a gospel song? But it literally, I have to listen to the words to tell, because I couldn't tell before. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how, some music you can't tell whether it's gospel or not. And she started going into like how we have like what was that lady? Mary J. Blige and stuff like that. I'm singing gospel songs, but some of them you don't really know it's gospel songs because you ain't thinking they would sing that. But that shows us. I say they say our people, if you want to hide something from our people, hiding a book, but that show you we don't listen either. You know what I'm saying? So if you dance along to these songs but don't even know what we dancing to, we don't listen to the words of the song, right? So I had to hear that. I'm like, damn, but why is there so much of a gray area for these music? You should be able to tell the difference of holy music to, what we call devil music in a sense. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't be a gray area. It should be a clear difference. But a lot of these days, the music is not separated that way.
Well, to an extent, we got to be fair. Because even if we look in the Psalms, we can see King David talking about the righteous stomping the wicked ears together, or washing his feet in the blood of the wicked. The only way you can do that is if you stomping them to death. Like, so King David out here rapping about some of the stuff he probably doing to other people.
In a righteous way.
In a righteous way.
Right.
See, that's the separation there. It was still righteous.
I seen a post earlier on Facebook, and I've been seeing this. They was like, God don't like when y'all be doing all that stunting or something like that. And doggone, somebody pulled that Psalms 23:5. Talk about he will prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. If that ain't some of the most stunting stuff, then I don't know what is. So it is a righteous way to do everything, the same way it's a wicked way to do everything.
Yeah.
Like, I think, what's that in Ecclesiasticus? Or Sirach? I think it's 39, but it tells you like even the simplest things can be used for corruption.
They say he would deck us with jewelry.
Hold on, say that last part one more time.
I said they say he was going to deck us with jewelry, man.
Right. It said he did do that. He did that. When
what was that? Ezekiel 16 and verse 11 says, I deck thee also with ornaments, and I put bracelets upon thy hands, and chains upon thy neck, and I put jewels on thine forehead, and earrings in thine ears, and beautiful crowns upon thine head, man. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High, you know what I'm saying, he gonna make us stand out in a righteous way.
Yeah.
but it's all about how you do it. But the fact that he said the fact that we even talked like that back then, that we were decked with gold and decked with all this stuff, but back in the 90s, you heard somebody talking about like you got a decked out crib or his car decked out or whatever because he got a bunch of bells and whistles. We still talk like that even to this day. But the thing that I was saying was this is Iraq 39 and 26, and we ain't trying to make this precept heavy class or whatever. I ain't trying to take up too much.
Bring it up.
But this Sirach 39 and 26 through 27. It says the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. So the blood of the grape, that can be going in the grape juice, that can also be going in the wine. But it said all these things are for good to the godly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil.
Mm.
So even the most simple things that are needed for a man's life, and under the wrong supervision, in the wrong hands, they can still be used for evil.
Like music.
Exactly. Music can be used to take a spirit off of a person. Music can be used to put a negative spirit on a person.
It said, what clean could you pull out of what straight could you bring out of something crooked? So we can't use wicked music to try to put a positive twist to it. So we gotta call it as it is. Spade a spade. So what I mean, if it's in the wrong hands, it's gonna be it could be a wrong way to the people. So like you said, it depends on how they use it.
Hold on, one more thing. I think about it like this: if we don't have a Gucci Man, or Waka Flocka, or any of that, we don't get Chief Keef. If we don't have a Chief Keef, you know who else we don't get? NBA Youngboy. And NBA Youngboy then destroy, then told this whole generation up to the point where you got a bunch of young men that are willing to kill you, but they don't even have to. It's because they're listening to this music and they're feeling the pain that he's actually putting in his music, and they hear the emotions and everything behind that, and they really actually feel it, is putting that spirit on them too, because now they kind of empathize with him. And so now they want to go out and experience the things that he's doing. They want to go and do the things that he's doing. And that's how now we got a Baby Kia and all these other babies. And what's the other dude? It's the Von off 1700s and all these other brothers. If we don't get, it's a cycle that keeps going on and on and on until we cut it off. It's gonna keep. It's like a train that ain't gonna never stop. So you.
Damn, man. A lot of facts, man. Brothers is bringing it out. Brothers in the spirit, and they bringing out the truth, man. All right, man. The next video we're gonna get into is let's get into a little doctrine, man. This should be fun.
Sir, is eating pork a sin? No, eating pork is not a sin. Really good question. Let me explain this. There are a lot of people who have a really hard time explaining the law of Moses, the 613 laws, disciplinary laws, on top of the 10 Commandments. They have a really hard time explaining as to why it would be a sin to eat shellfish or pork. And eating shellfish or pork in and of itself is not a sin. But the Old Covenant people, Moses gave them that discipline to not eat certain foods because they had to distinguish and separate themselves from all of the other pagan nations around them. Moses' goal was for the people of God, the Israelites, to have their own distinct identity so that they could be visible to all of the other pagan nations. So when Jesus Christ came, his goal was to unite everybody, Jews, Greeks, pagans. His goal was to unite everybody. So the disciplinary laws of Moses no longer needed to apply because the point of them was to separate the Jews from everybody else. But Jesus fulfilled all of that, and his goal was to unite everybody, to unite the Jews and the pagans and everyone, to make them all one people. So those laws were no longer necessary. But for
man, don't you just love it when the heathen just get to open in the Bible and try to explain what's going on? Don't you just love it when they do that? And now you
Yeah, I
see,
know.
and now, and guess what? When they do that shit for 2,000 years, now you got a world of like what we have now. And us as the Israelites are trying to knock down these strongholds. We trying to tear down these walls daubed with untempered mortar. We trying to correct the issue, and we sit at a disadvantage. But this is the shit that we got to deal with. Some of this shit right here, saying that eating pork is not a sin. Well, in the New Testament, eating pork is a sin. What sin is defined in the New Testament. What does he say? He said eating pork is a sin. It's not a sin because it was given to the children of Israel to separate them from other people. But now that we have Christ and Christ died, Christ's goal was to unite everybody. You know, that shit. All of these are lies from Satan. That's what it is. You know, Revelation 12:9 says Satan came and Satan came and deceived the whole world. It's deceived, past tense. His work was already put off in the earth, and now we have the fruits of his labor. These wicked doctrines, right? I know y'all got them precepts ready. I know y'all loading up them guns. I know y'all got them. Bring them out.
All right, so let's start here. Isaiah 66 and 15 through 17. Since pork is okay for you to eat, let's get this end time prophecy of Judgment Day. So it says, "For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire." We have not seen this yet. This is describing what y'all think is an alien or UFO invasion. Y'all seen Independence Day? Yeah, it's that. For verse 16, "For by fire and by a sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." So a lot of people gonna check in this day. A lot of people gonna be unalive in this day. Verse 17, it says, "They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst." That one tree in the midst is a doctrine. That one tree can also be a man or a pastor. "Eating" what? "Swine's flesh.
Mm-hmm.
And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, saith the Lord." Now, we know the Asians over there, we know they be eating rats. We seen that at the beginning of COVID, and they was, never mind. We ain't gonna get into all that. But it said the swine's flesh and the abomination. So that's not just talking about doggone duck or any of that stuff. It's talking about shellfish, the shrimp, the crab, the lobster, the oysters, anything that doesn't have fish and scales is an abomination.
Salakia, grab that
Precept?
Isaiah 65:1.
All right. Got it. Isaiah 65:1. It says, "I am sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name."
Keep going. I think this verse 3.
Verse 2, it says, "I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good, after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in the gardens, and burneth incense upon altars of brick."
Keep going.
"Which remain among the graves, and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things in their vessels."
Mm-hmm. Got the broth of abominable things, and yet all of these things piss the Lord off. What they say, cleanliness is next to godliness, but how you gonna be next to God and you eating all of these unclean animals? Well, guess what? When he comes back, stay your unclean ass over there, because he gonna deal with you, man.
Yeah, now let's get his brother some belt, just a little bit more. So he said Christ is coming together, all nations together. Let's go to Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31.
Bring it out.
Because this, if Christ is, he gonna gather everybody. You right, but what he gonna do after? What he gonna do after? Exactly. So this is the book of Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31. It says, "When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. So you want to separate your sheep from the goats because there's different characteristics about them, right? So the same way, he said, the same way a shepherd divides the sheep from the goats, he gonna choose basically the 1/3 or his elect from everybody else.
Yeah.
That's how that's gonna go. And we know that that's a distinction as well, because we can go to prophecy and actually show that too. Hold on. But let me read verse 33 in this real fast. It says, can one of y'all grab Ezekiel 39 and 21 through 23?
I got you.
And then another one of y'all grab Isaiah 2 and 2. The water. Verse 33, it says, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. And we know in Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24, he said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Not the lost goats, the lost sheep.
Yeah.
So with that, whichever one of y'all got that, Ezekiel chapter 39 and verse 21.
And I got it right here. Ezekiel 39 and verse 21. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord their God from that day and forward.
Okay.
And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them unto the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword.
That was what, just verse 21 and 22?
21 to 23.
Okay, so that was all right. So basically, when the Most High comes back and he comes in his glory, he gathers his children together, and he don't gather the other people, they're gonna realize, oh, all right. So that stuff that they was talking on them corners when they was like, yeah, the only reason we in this predicament is because we transgressed the Lord, and we've been going through all this stuff for thousands of years since. They're gonna realize in that day that it's true, which is gonna lead to another gathering that we're gonna actually talk about. So it's still gonna be, in a sense, he wrong, but he right. He wrong. He's right in the sense that he's saying that Christ is gonna gather all people, because in a sense Christ is.
Mm-hmm.
But he's thinking that it's not gonna be any separation. Like everybody just gonna be one. It's just gonna be a nation of Christians, which to me makes no sense. So
it's the book of Isaiah,
chapter
2 verse 2. It says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
All right, hold on. So real quick. So the government, the mountains is going into the governments, the hills is going into smaller governments or like lower governments. But the mountain of the house of the Lord is basically the government of Israel. That's Christ as the king. That's the 144,000. That's the 12 apostles. And then, of course, the elect 1/3 is the ruling class. And then the hills is all the other smaller governments and the other nations that come and flow into it. Because it said all nations will flow into it. So we understand that all nations are going to be in the kingdom of heaven. Keep reading, please.
Fine. Verse 3. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, and the house of Yahweh of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh from Jerusalem.
Let me get a 30. Real quick. Hold on. So I thought the law was gone, like it didn't matter anymore. But the law is going to be taught, and the law is going to go out from Zion.
Right.
And this is an end time prophecy, because it clearly said in the last days, the other nations will be flowing to these people saying, all right, let us come and learn the law from y'all. Right? Keep reading. Just hit the nail on the head with that. And this is how we know. Salaki, my bad. One more thing. This is how we know that this prophecy has not happened yet. Keep reading.
Khan, and we will walk in the path of in his path. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word out of the law, out of Yahweh from Jerusalem. Verse 4. And he will. Huh?
Nah,
I said, Con.
I ain't say nothing. That was heavy though, man. Damn.
I got I said the brother mentioned like if the laws is done away with, but we know Matthew chapter 5 and and 17 how he goes into the laws, and he come not to destroy, saying the law, right?
You want me to bring it out?
And I said they ignore all these scriptures. Huh?
You want me to bring it out?
I mean, I have it right here. I can bring it out. Matthew 5 and 17 says, "Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill." Right? And we understand Acts 3 and 18. You can bring that out. Acts 3 and 18 real quick.
I got you. This is the book of Acts. Chapter.
So this going into what was fulfilled. All right.
Because they'll say, no, Christ fulfilled the law. Like, nigga, what does that mean? Like,
exactly.
Get
an understanding.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 3 and verse 18. But those things which God before had showed by the mouth of all his prophets that Christ should suffer.
And we know everything goes back into that. Like you said, I come not to destroy the words, the law, or the prophets. So the things that was spoken of him, as you see, he's mentioning that. He's pointing those stuff out. Go ahead.
It says that Christ should suffer, he hath so fulfilled.
He has so fulfilled, right? So as if we keep reading, we see it goes in, even deeper. He says, "For because just in case if they don't understand what that means, you know what I mean? He gonna break it out even further for you, right? So verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, right? One jot or one tittle shall not pass, shall not pass from the law till all be fulfilled, man. And we know that still stand. The heavens still here, the earth still here. Those stuff still stand, right? So they come with confusion when they say stuff like that. And if you don't go in the book and actually read it, say Revelation 1 and 3, blessed is he that read it. If you don't go in there and really read for yourself, see what's going on, you're gonna get caught up in this game, man. So like John, one more. John chapter 6 and verse 38. All right, it says, "For I have come down from heaven not to do my own will, but the will of him that sent me." Like, we ignoring these things to feel like Christ come to do his own thing, apparently. Because even Christ is the Israelite. But yet he's saying that the Israelite had that law to separate them from other people, but Christ, an Israelite, came to change that.
Salakia. He said, "I came not to do his own will, but the will of him that sent me." Where do you find the will of the one that sent him?
Psalms 48.
Exactly.
You find it. It's in the Old Testament. So, hey man, it's just a lot of BS going on out here, man. Hey, look, we got one more video. I'm gonna try.
Hold on. One more. I got to
bring it up. You got to.
Yeah, I got
Put the ice on the
I had
cake.
to go to my phone for this one because I had to plug the computer up real fast. All right, they said this is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21 through 23 in the NLT, in the New Living Translation. It says, "Not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of my Father in heaven will enter." All right, so he finna explain it. Verse 22, "On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws." But I thought God's laws didn't matter anymore. I thought none of that stuff mattered anymore. But we just read in the prophecies that you'll get destroyed if you get caught eating judgment. I mean, if you get caught eating swine and any of that abominable food on Judgment Day. So, like, what are we talking about here? Even when we go, when the brother came to Christ in Matthew chapter 22, I think it's like verse 36 or 35, something like that. He asked him, "Master, what is the great law in the, what is the great commandment in the law? What law is this talking about? Because there's no New Testament in the day when Christ and the apostles were walking the earth.
Right.
The New Testament is their life. It starts literally with the life of Christ. So what is the teaching point for what Christ is actually speaking on? On top of that, hold on, if there is no New Testament in the day that Christ and them are walking the earth, then the reference point for everything that they're teaching must be the Old Testament, i.e. the law and the Tanakh. But another thing, belief in Christ is in the law. So if the laws of God no longer apply, then why do you even believe in Christ in the first place? Let's start there. And with that, I yield.
Damn.
Bring that out.
Hey man, I get so many Christians telling me when I bring that out in the NLT for the purpose that it says, "Though you who break God's laws," they be like, you gotta understand the context. He was talking to people that were saying that they knew him. Yeah, like, bro, none of that matters. He said what he said. All right, we got
if it's written in red, he said what he said.
He said what he said, man. So this last video is going into some international news. We're just gonna run through it.
While everyone's eyes is on Chicago, we're gonna go into some more serious news. Not saying that you shouldn't look in this area, but we got more serious things going on in the world. So here's your World War III news. I guess you can now say Russia's Kursk region is now in the hands of the Ukrainians, as they have now destroyed the final bridge that connects the Kursk region to Russia. Yes, all 3 bridges are destroyed, and now it's going to be a hard time for Russia to go back into this territory to reclaim it. But that's not the only thing. Even as they came up with a deal, we now have the Chinese that rammed their boat into the Philippines again. This is now escalating again, and yes, if the Philippines fall into conflict with China, the United States is obligated to protect them. So this will be another big war on our agenda list. Just showing how bad things are getting. And here's a damaged area on their vessel, and there is another picture as well. Here you go. Yeah, they messed up this area pretty bad. I know, things are getting bad, huh? Earlier, Israel also had a rocket storage site, so listen to this. This won't sound pretty crazy, and I do got different angles of this video, so check this out. And here's the other angle, just like I promised. Crazy. All right, let's continue on. China and the Philippines ships collide again in disputed waters, and countries are trading blame. Yeah, China's over there blaming the Philippines, while the Philippines is obviously saying that China rammed into their ship. And they are calling this an alarming confrontation. We also have North Korea warning the United States of a prelude to nuclear war, as they are starting their exercises with South Korea to simulate a nuclear strike from North Korea. We have Russia warning Poland over a report that Poland is considering intercepting Russian missiles over Ukrainian territory. Now, this will be in Western Ukraine, and this is only if they think it's going to approach the Polish territory. Here's another source pretty much saying the same thing. I have people also asking me if Lebanon is actually in the dark right now. Are these reports real? Yes, Lebanon is in the dark right now. Hezbollah's military is still operating, but the country nationwide is in the dark. Hamas claims a terrorist attack in Tel Aviv as ceasefire talks are starting to intensify. Israel has accepted the conditions for this ceasefire. They're just waiting on Hezbollah right now. There are 9 planes and 8 vessels doing drills around Taiwan right now. At least that's what they're detecting. Germany is waiting for a couple of the warships to be able to go down to Taiwan Strait. They're just waiting for approval. The United Nations nuclear watchdog is now putting out another nuclear warning as the fighting is getting closer to the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant, saying a nuclear tragedy could be dangerously close. China's new AI-based electric weapon system can now detect military radars as far as Alaska. They also said they can track things across the Pacific and the Indo-Pacific as well. And last but not least, Belarus is sending more troops and aircraft to the border with Ukraine as things are heating up there. Lukashenko announced yesterday he was going to send more, as Ukraine has sent 120,000 troops to the Belarus border. Really crazy times. I'll keep you guys in the loop. More news next. Wow.
Hey man, hey, things is, you know what I'm saying? Like things getting shaky. There's a lot of shit going on right now. Man, just a couple weeks ago, you had the U.S. flying jets off the East Coast looking for the Russian submarines. Man, you had all this civil unrest that's going on and it's still going on in Bangladesh and the UK and Venezuela. Well, you got something going on in Venezuela right now. Just because they have oil, you know, Esau can't do anything without having to steal and try to take somebody's stuff over. You know, people forgot about the China and Taiwan situation, but now you got China and the Philippines, which if China get into it with the Philippines, America has to react. They have to go. You know,
I ain't gonna lie, that's another family feud America just stuck his nose in.
Yeah,
for real. All them is related. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Now the Philippines, that's an air toss because some of them like Mexican Asians or
Right.
Hispanic Asians. Those got a name like Manny Pacquiao.
Right.
So,
that shit different over there.
yeah.
That shit different over there. But hey, and the reason I want people to stay in the loop about the international news is because they don't understand. Like we don't get taught this stuff in the news outlets. We don't get taught what happens over there because they want us to stay in a bubble in America where everything is all rainbows and everything's all fine. But things that happen outside of this place affects us. It affects trade. It affects the economy. It affects our food sources. It affects our lifestyles and our livelihoods. War affects us, right? And to know who America's allies are, to know who America is against, you know what I'm saying? Like all this brick stuff that affects us. That the dollar will not be magnified and not be used globally. That affects us. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on.
Hold on, did y'all see that thing where it said like one brick dollar is like 55 US dollars?
Yeah.
Sheesh. That's crazy.
Hey, and the thing about it, we know because we study the prophecies, we study the scriptures. We turn that into our life. We know that the things that's about to happen is not gonna be. It's not gonna be fun. Life on earth is not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun living. It's gonna be so bad you don't want to live anymore. It's gonna be so bad that we not even us, you know, God forbid that we fall out the truth, but even those of the Lord's elect, it's gonna be so bad that I'm just saying, we just generally speaking, you know, we hope to be at that number, but it's gonna be so bad that the prophets that told you that all this stuff is gonna happen, we're not even gonna have the spirit to be like, we told you so. That's how bad it's gonna be.
Yeah, I ain't gonna even want to talk to folks in that day.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I gotta find that precept, but it's something like that in Proverbs where Solomon like alluded to like the prudent man it basically was like the prudent man won't say much in the dark day. And that dark day that everybody was prophesying about is Jacob's trouble.
I would hope it's just we be saved out of it, man. It's a lot of people that think this place is not gonna fall, but every kingdom has fallen, and this one will fall.
And from that whole Daniel chapter 2 vision, we see all them other parts of that statue fall. So why wouldn't the feet fall too? So that great millstone hit it at the feet, so that whole statue fall, right?
Right.
We got to understand all these kingdoms that was prophesied, you know, man, is going to fall, man.
And each of us, we got a purpose here. And yeah, we here for a reason. We still here. We still doing this work. We still supposed to be here.
Yeah.
We supposed to endure through this thing, whether it's our lot to die as martyrs in this truth, for it or whatever. But regardless of that, I pray to see us and anybody that comes across this video. I pray to see all us in the kingdom. For real.
All right.
But hold on. Here's that precept. It's Proverbs 22:3. It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished." So even in the evil day, when Jacob's trouble comes about, and Project 2025, and they start pushing all that stuff, you're not finna see a lot of Israelites on the street. You're not even finna see a lot of Israelites. Period. Because the ones that you do see getting locked up and going to jail, they're gonna convert to jails. The rest of us probably gonna be on the run, moving like pilgrims on the earth. And we're gonna have to keep moving from house to house or building to building or doing our thing in the wilderness.
So you might be teaching in our brothers. So we're gonna be at this brother house next time. That's what we're gonna teach at. We're gonna be at this because we gotta be on the move, goddamn.
All right.
Hey man, that's the sometimes it is all about it ain't about really teaching. Sometimes about us motivating our brothers, man. It's keeping the spirit uplifted. You know what I mean? Like like reading these books to give us hope. You know what I'm saying? It's like any of the stuff that we was watching today, in a sense, is like it's stuff that's confirming. You know what I mean? What was written already, in a sense, but. It still have to kind of be played out. You know what I'm saying? We just mightn't have a full understanding of how it's going to play it out, but it's playing itself out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's definitely, the Most High, he controls everything, and he's moving the pieces on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? He's moving all the pieces. Ain't nobody playing against him. He's making all this happen. It's another reason to feel, man. But
I got two precepts with man before we end. I don't know if we have any more videos.
No, that was it. Bring it out.
All right, let me bring this out real quick. Because we was touching on, like that brother that we was listening to that Christian talk, talk and saying stuff, and then we just watching these other videos, like even the one about the world news and stuff like that. Is like they don't really understand, in sense, in the things that we should be understanding. They don't really get it, right? But we supposed to understand what's going on because we should be paying attention to the times. You know what I mean? Matthew chapter 13, I'm gonna start at verse 10. It says, "And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables?" He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but unto them it is not given. All right. So a lot of times, these heathens be talking stuff and they already have no clue. We might, we always get them that look like, huh? Like, what the hell are you talking about? But it's not for them to know. You know what I mean? It's like you said, they have a job to do. We got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? We ought to be out here and correct and bring down these strongholds. Their job is to put out these lies. You know what I mean? And try to deceive the people, man. So we got a job to do. We got to do our part. Right? And like Sarah said in the beginning of the video, we all have our part to play. You know what I mean?
But
Said,
go
ahead, Kay. Go ahead.
Also, part of the job of a shepherd within itself is not just to feed the sheep and tend to the sheep, is also to protect the sheep from the wolves. Let that go over your head.
That's facts. You know what I mean? So he is like a head of the household. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of jobs on your, you know what I'm saying? You had to kind of carry with that. That shepherd, that leader, that he doing a whole lot. He got to feed the flock. He got to, protect them. You know what I'm saying? He got to watch for them when they sleep.
If one sheep go astray, he got to make sure
he find that sheep. He got to make sure he anoint the head of the sheep, because sheep crazy and they like to get stuck in the briars. So to anoint his head and keep the sheep from getting stuck in the briars, because once they get stuck in the briars, they get to panicking and still get to cutting them. And
They died.
And look at that, because he got to have that love for the sheep. You know what I mean? Because if he don't care about it, he don't care what happened to them thing. But he had to have love for that one that stray. You know what I'm saying? To go get. So it's all for that love. But he got a lot of jobs, like you said. It ain't just this. You know what I mean? It's also other things that come with that as a shepherd, right? So where was that? He said, verse 3 said, for whosoever had to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever had not, from him shall be taken away, even that he had. Right. So I'm for time period. I'm gonna just jump to this other precept right here in Isaiah 29. It said start of verse 10. It says, for the Lord had poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and had closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, and the seers had he covered, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed. I hear a lot of people talk about that. I heard a guy talk about that one day. I was in the car, and he mentioned about that. I said, it's funny how people run to that because they don't understand. It was a white dude, you know what I mean? But he was trying to tell me about, it's talking about the Bible, but I was like trying to get not too deep into it with him. Because I had my daughter with me, so I wasn't trying to, go too far into it. But I'm like, it's a lot of things that we have to pay attention to, and we can't ignore stuff. But he tried to throw those stuff out there, but I was like, I know you ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people ain't gonna get it, but it's on us, like I said, to teach our people, to wake them up and realize, hey, if so they can see the things that they don't get, because it's for us to get. You know what I mean? It's for the benefit of our people, right? Because how else could we be the light to these other nations if we're not the light to our damn self? Excuse my language. I yield with that though.
Hold on. You still got that precept? Read that
next
verse. That verse 13.
In 29, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, wherefore, for the book is delivered, in verse 12, it says, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. I'm glad you remind me about this, because I read all this too. I'm glad you remind me about this to bring this up. It said, learn, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am learned not. And a lot of these pastors ain't learned. So you're right. It says, wherefore the Lord said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. Water. The water.
All praise. But that's self-explanatory. We praise God all day, and
man, it's for us, man. So we gotta pay attention to the things that we gotta pay attention to, bro.
And I can say that too. I went off, and y'all see me up here tonight, going 10 times harder.
I praise the Lord.
Under the Baruch 428. I'm not playing. Yeah.
All praises, man.
Come on, man. Make sure y'all, hey, man. Make sure y'all.
You're muted, King. You're muted.
Who, me?
You're muted. There you go.
All right, what about now?
No, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me? No.
I can hear him. I can hear both of y'all perfectly.
I can't hear him. Okay.
Oh, let me check.
Hold on. You might have to go out and come back in, Barnabas.
All right, cool. Go ahead.
But, man, make sure everybody is praying and fasting, man. Asking the Most High to help you endure, to keep you in the way. Keep studying, because it's gonna be that famine of the word, man. We gotta rehearse these righteous acts. We gotta keep this faith in Christ. And we gotta endure unto the end, man. Endurance is not easy. Conditioning yourself is not easy, but we got to take on the task, and we got to bring forth fruits worthy of repentance. We got to bring forth fruits worthy of salvation, and bring forth work that's worthy of salvation and repentance. Faith without works is dead. But man, if the brothers don't got anything else, I'm gonna close it out.
I appreciate you brothers having me on. The water to everybody that tuned in, bro. And yeah.
Love y'all brothers, man. Love y'all brothers.
Love y'all. Hey, man. This is the Salt of the Earth. We are the Salt of the Earth. Saints advocating law and truth. Appreciate you for coming into the Weigh House. And, man, catch us next week. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.